Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ryan Newpel here, Knup Sports Show, episode 194. We're creeping up to 200. I'm excited for that. Thank you so much for tuning in, supporting the show, being here as we do what we do. We talk to people in sports. We talk to leaders. We talk to people doing great things in the world of sports, sports betting, iGaming, and everywhere. And today I have another amazing guest. Super excited for this one because I actually use the product that he's going to talk about today quite a bit. So I'm excited to have our guest on today, Gino Donati. Gino, how are you, my friend? Thank you for joining me.
My brother, nothing makes me happier than users. So already this is going to be an easy interview. I'm going to tell you everything you want to hear and more.
That's amazing. Well, thank you for the time. I appreciate it. First off, how you doing? How you hanging in there today? Everything going well for you?
Yeah, man, we'll transition straight in. This has been a damn good month. I started off February with a cease and desist from Colorado, which you never like to get as a business owner. But huge shout out to the Department of Justice over there. I showed up to the trial, the meeting, whatever you want to call it, by myself. My lawyers said, like, do you want us to go? And I said, no, like, no need. Let me just talk to these guys. And by the end of the meeting and a few emails back and forth, they are going to license us in the state of Colorado. So we turn cease and desist into a license for up to 7,500 users. And I'm not talking trash. I'm saying this humbly. When they said we only can give you 7,500 users, I laughed because I only have 15,000 in the world. So if I got 7,500 in Colorado, you'd probably see a diamond on me next time we're in this call.
That's awesome. I'm excited. Actually, you're ahead of me a bit. I'm excited to dive in a little bit more. I have some questions around some of that, so we'll get
cover everything.
That. But first, Gino, tell me about yourself. Tell me about you. I think I looked at your path a little bit, and it wasn't always sports and sports betting. What got you to where you are today with BetOpenly? Tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah. So I appreciate you doing your research. It actually was always sports betting. I just don't put on my LinkedIn that I was a bookie. I started betting on the Niners. Talk about a degen family. It's kind of embarrassing, but I think I'm going to do the same with my family. My grandpa did well for himself. He owned little corner stores, then restaurants, and then like commercial real estate. Nothing crazy, not 1%er, but like upper middle. And for Christmas and birthdays, instead of giving me $100 bill, he used to make me pick a winner. And if I picked a winner, I'd get $100. If I picked a loser, I'd get $0. And the craziest thing is, growing up, I'm born in '84. I would bet on my Niners. And mind you, he didn't make me do spreads or nothing. He would just say, pick a team to win. So I would just pick the Niners. And I was like, dude, gambling's so effing easy. All you got to do is bet the Niners in the 80s and you're balling.
Yeah.
So I got hooked.
Yeah.
Pretty damn early.
And you said that's gonna be a trend you carry on. I love that. I'm gonna use that with my kids, I think. Yeah, no freebies here. You gotta pick a winner.
So that's where I got started. Then in high school, I became a bookie. That carried over to college. Carried actually after college when I got into tech sales. It's probably what I started to see my resume. I sold women's shoes in college, and then I sold gym memberships, 24-hour fitness, and then went in and got into tech sales after that.
That's amazing. That's awesome. And now we have BetOpenly. We have BetOpenly on the market. If you have not heard of BetOpenly.com, you are missing out. It's amazing, and I want to understand more behind it. So tell us first, just the high level pitch of what BetOpenly is for people that haven't heard of it. Tell us what it is and what it's all about.
Yeah. BetOpenly is peer-to-peer 1% juice. So peer-to-peer, a lot of people say, what the fuck is P2P? So peer-to-peer, person-to-person, it just means I'm not a house. I'm actually not licensed to be a house. One of the biggest stringent things our lawyers push on us, Gino, do not house bets. Yeah. So step one, person A comes in, creates a bet. Person B or B, C, D, E, F, G can take it, because you can take as little as $10 of any bet. So we are a marketplace. The easiest way I could describe it is Uber owns no cabs. Airbnb owns no hotels. I own no bankroll. I don't have, I got my own money from other stuff, but I don't have the money to back up all these bets.
Sure. And so the benefit, tell us the benefit for the player, The benefit for the player is 1% juice. I mean, you can't get much better than that. And as you show right here on your site, users saving money. Educate people in that and what that true savings is. I mean, I'm very educated in the space, so I understand what that is. But why is 1% juice a good thing?
Yeah, I'll talk about it. I'll start simple and I'll get really complex. So at the highest level, the usual rake, the usual VIG, the usual fee is 10%. So although 1% just sounds like 9% less, it's actually 90% less.
Yes.
So 90% less. If you look at the majority of bettors, they actually pick games. Oh, is my computer cutting real quick?
Good.
Okay, I just got to plug in here. My battery's getting low and it's starting to.
I think, okay. I still hear you. You may be paused. I hear you, though.
Yeah. Well, long story short, what that does is it turns about 70 to 80% of people that were losers.
Mm-hmm.
It reduces their losses and it makes it so people in the high 40 range versus 5% range. Just so you know, we have public gambling companies now, and the public gambling companies showed only 5% of wallets were profitable. So think of it, I'm a percentage guy. It's 8x the number of profitable people.
Right.
I hate to be a dork about social media. One of the best tweets I ever sent out was, I literally said it and I meant it. You're not a mush. You're just paying too much in fees. It's impossible to win. And going a step deeper, 10% juice is actually the baseline. Live bets, variance between money line, that gets as high as 20, 25, 30 prop bets. You'll see minus 140 on one side, minus 120 on the other. You'll see just sickening rakes.
Yeah, that is, and if you've been in sports betting at all, you know that juice just adds up, and having the 1% only, man, it's such a great feeling as a sports bettor. One thing, I guess I don't know if I call it negative, but I'd like to get your input on this. The one thing I've ran into when I'm betting, right, is that sometimes I'll put out a bet and I can't get somebody to take my bet. I can't get somebody to take the other side. What kind of a how has that been received by your audience? And I'm assuming that problem kind of goes away the larger you get and the more users you get as well. Is that correct?
Yeah. So what I would say too, and this is like, I wish I could educate more people on this. It's just a boring TikTok video that no one will watch, or it's a post that wouldn't get. The biggest mistake people make is they post the line at BetOpenly odds without looking at the marketplace first. So the majority of bets that don't fill are actually stacked on top of each other. It's 7 different people came out and they all, one famous capper, someone they trust, someone good at betting, came out and said, I really like, it hurt my heart yesterday, San Diego State lost to Boise State. But when cappers, now that we have social media, things go viral.
Yeah.
I mean this humbly. When I give out my pick of the day yesterday was Washington. I went, my pick of the day won, but I went 1 for 2. I said Washington Wizards was my pick of the day, +7. I think they won the game outright. There were 20 different bets on BetOpenly not filled. Now, you can get mad at me, but guys, if you're taking my plays to my marketplace and you're all just betting it, the guys on there also listen to me. Not everyone follows me blindly. There's plenty of guys that liked Atlanta and said, no, I won't touch that. But a lot of people won't go against you. So we're in a very viral time. So what I would say is, one, the biggest mistake people make, we take away all variance. They don't play with the numbers. You could have done Washington +7 at -101, -102, and I'll actually put it on top of the stack. I'll move the resume to the top. So there are guys on our site that have over a 97% fill rate. They have learned how to game the marketplace. There are other people, and again, I try and interact. We've gotten a little bigger now. We have 15,000 users. Before, we grew 13x last year. So a year ago, I only had 1,000. We'll call it 2,000. I would interact with people a lot more. I knew them a lot more. Guys would complain. I would pull up their bet sheet. I'd be like, bro, you've literally bet every pick I've given out for the last month. You have no original thoughts. You're betting popular bets. And I'm not even 100% right. Like maybe I'm 55. But like, if you're just going to piggyback on the most popular bets they're not going to fill. I'm being honest with you. So
Yeah.
I'm not attacking you. What I would say is, one, there's 10% room. We're still getting better lines and odds.
Yep.
I highly advise you to tweak the lines.
Yeah.
Again, this could bite you in the butt, but you can give up a half a point or take a half a point. That would also move you up to the top of the stack.
Yeah.
So there's ways to screw around with it. And then, I'm sorry, go. I'll let you say something.
I was gonna say that's amazing. It bugged me at first, and then I just started. I've been in sports betting so long as well. I just decided that it's like, if the gods don't want this bet to be placed, it just wasn't meant to be. And then it's like, for every bet that I thought was a no brain winner, it lost, and I didn't get it placed. And I'm like, so it all comes around. I'm like, you know what? It just wasn't meant to be. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's all good.
No, I appreciate that attitude. The truth is, some bets will not fill. That will always be the shortest side of BetOpenly. Being a bit of a salesperson, this new house option in Colorado, where I'm going to let people check. So technically, it's only player prop. They're under the fantasy umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
But there's going to be people that want to bet fantasy prop parlays, and they can go peer-to-peer, or they can have it autofill. So I do think naturally the product will start moving where I want people to try and save money. And if you really like a bet, what I'll probably do is get someone to back it in states that I'm sure I'll find bigger banks to back it. And hey, if you want to break the bank, go ahead.
So one question I've always had, and I'd love to get your input on this because I know you know the answer, but how in the world, explain to everyone how this is legal in Florida where I live and FanDuel isn't, or some, betting against the house operator isn't. How is BetOpenly able to be, because you're operating in like 46 of the 50 states or something like that, I think, or maybe even more.
45.
I don't know.
You're
45
right
or so of the states.
50.
So how is that happening? Explain from a very high level legalistic side how that's peer-to-peer and thumbs up.
Yeah, it's super interesting, right? Because people make comments, and I really try and hang on the word, right? Because when I say something, someone can screenshot it and use it against me forever. Sure. So what I would say is, people will say, how are you licensed in 45 states? And the answer is, I'm not. I'm not a licensed house. But neither are a lot of other sites that you're talking about. So you need a license to be a house. There's a finite amount of them. You need backing. A lot of it's political. We are not licensed. That is a very different thing. What that comes with is, I am not allowed to house bets, right? Not a house. I can't house bets. So we are a peer-to-peer marketplace. Trying to think like the elevator pitch. Let me explain it like this. Uber does not have medallions in New York City, but you need a medallion to operate a taxi.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's probably the most high level that a DOJ is like, see what you did there. I don't know if I like it, but it works for now.
Right.
So a lot of people don't know this, and I'm not a fucking lawyer. My parents wanted me to be one growing up, and then I found out you had to read a lot, and that just didn't happen. So what I've learned by meeting really cool people, again, I want to shout out Colorado, because this is not me brown nosing, like legit coolest Department of Justice I've ever worked with, and I've probably talked to fucking half of them. And they were just cool. They just explained things in layman's terms and legal terms for me. And they also wrote me emails to explain, hey, what I can do and what I can't do. It was just really nice. It felt like, hey, this is a public servant, and they're actually serving. Other people feel like they're in bed with lobbyists and just not. I won't say the states. Some states, complete nightmares, like threatening you. They're like, we're in bed with the houses. Not cool. So what they said to me was, it's a gray area. There was a federal mandate. The PASPA Act made gambling illegal unless a state made it legal. So some states had laws and some didn't. A lot of states didn't have laws. And they made PASPA they made it unconstitutional. They removed it. Now every state has no laws. The best way I can describe it is, in the next 5 years, each state is going to interpret what they want for gambling. And they're going to say, so the biggest one is FanDuel and DraftKings paved the way for no house advantage, prize picks, underdog. They ruled that fantasy sports is a game of skill. Now I'm giving you all the little tidbits. One, I love it.
I love it.
One, game of skill. Game of skill unlocks a bunch of states. Secondly, social betting. State of Colorado says if you are social betting, you don't need a license. Boom. Social betting. What does social betting mean? You got to ask them for a fucking 100-page description. But what I'm telling you is each state talks about very different degrees of skill, social betting, peer-to-peer, not a house, all these check little boxes. And it's your job to, apply for a license there. And some of them say, hey, that works. Some of them come back a year later and say you need to change that. So it'll be, my brother owns a pot company in California. It'll be like what pot to California was about a decade ago. It was so fucking weird, man. The feds would come in and seize our stuff, and then the state would apologize. And it was like, what's going on? Like the feds took our stuff in our state, but our state says apologies. I don't think they're going to get that level. You don't seize bets, but I think there'll be a lot of cease and desist, a lot of emails, and a lot of meetings, unfortunately.
Well, I commend you for paving the way here in this space. I think it's, it's awesome. And really, thank you for that answer, by the way. That was a great answer. And I think it'll help a lot of people who have asked me that question and I never have the answer. I'm like, you know what? I just need to have somebody on that does know the answer to that. I'm not complaining because I'm able to use BetOpenly in Florida and it's amazing. So thank you for all that. But let's shift gears real quick. I want to shift because I don't want to keep you all day. I know you're a busy man, got a lot to do, but I want to shift gears. What does the future look like for you and for BetOpenly? And I'll start that by saying, I know you just released some NFTs. I know you're into that space a little bit. I actually bought 3 of them or something. I don't know what I bought. Yeah, but I know that's part of your future. Tell me about the future and what this looks like.
Yeah, so it hurt my heart. I'm not going to lie to you. When I released NFTs, everyone that's diehard in that space understands them. And I had hundreds of people asking me to build this. I delayed that 2 years. And it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So the guys that asked for it thanked me. And then people that don't understand it attacked me on social. And the worst part is, like, I denied funding to keep my fees low, to keep betting more profitable for more people. So again, I'm not gonna make this a sob case, but it was like when people said you're a scam, I'm like, brother, we had $50 million in bets last year. Do you really think I'm raising $30,000 in NFTs to run off in the sunset? We make more than that in a month.
Right.
So what I will say, and I'll try and keep it simple, our NFTs are going to reduce people's juice even more. You will actually get credited on the last day of the month, 10% back. So let's just say you only bet parlays and you own 3 poly parlays, 30% back of what I made off you will be handed back to you. So yeah, real scam artist I am. We are going to share 50% of all revenue generated by them. So when someone bets an NFT on one side and dollars on the other, there's 1% on this side. I'm sharing that 1%, half of it, with the DAO. DAO is just a fancy term for a decentralized group of individuals that are running the org. Last but not least, which I think is the coolest part, I am not allowed to give away promos and bets and money. It's a security. But these fucking lawyers, man, I am allowed to do rev generating, not rev sharing. So we're going to take a percentage, half of what. So when someone buys and sells an NFT, 10% is called a royalty. It's a fee that the house takes. I did 10% because that's what houses charge. That 10%, half of it's going to be shared with the DAO. We're going to accrue this little pot of gold every month. And let's just say the month ends and there's $5,000 in it. Everyone that owns one gets an equal vote. So if you own 3, you get 3 votes. And people get a vote on how they want these free bets distributed. So anyone that buys these gets less juice and free bets. So when people call me a scam artist, again, it doesn't fucking matter. We have 15,000 users now, and I know who believes in me, and I've been around long enough. But it's just sad because I do think good people that would benefit from these are scared. And just so you know, I waited a year to release these when it was really high market a year ago. Because I knew that market was collapsing and I didn't want to sell them for $100 and they collapsed to 20. I wanted to release in a bear market because I genuinely believe they will only go up from our release point. And I'm going to be able to, one, talk shit to people. I love talking shit. I'm going to be able to say, hey, I sold these for $75. They're worth $500 now. It's like, that's my ass. And this is how much money people have made off them in juice. and 1 free bets. So kiss my ass twice more. Now, jumping forward, just so you know why I have these. 1, it's to share to our loyal customers lifetime value. I want people to really only use BetOpenly, and we're adding houses, all of this stuff. It will all compound. 2, there is a plethora of degens that live in the NFT crypto space. I have built a Discord partnership integrations. I will be partnering with Discords, and they will be seeing BetOpenly bets and betting their NFTs on our profile. More money, more liquidity, more people, more everything. And
I love that.
People that are up money on BetOpenly can bet and win an NFT. They can literally, someone puts up an NFT, they could take it with US dollar on the other side, and you can, hey, I'm up $1,000 today. I'm feeling loose. Like the same way in Vegas when you go into a Gucci store.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to try and win this fucking NFT. It looks
I
cool.
love that.
$200, and this guy's only putting it up for 150. Let's do it. So that's step 2. And then the real reason is we want to have a marketplace. BetOpenly is actually not just sports betting. That's why sports is not in the title. We ran a promo this weekend. A friend of mine from high school, her name's Natalie Nunn. She is the executive producer of Bad Girls Club. She was one of the fights before Mayweather. And she is a reality TV star. So we put her fight on there. BetOpenly is actually going to be BetOpenly. You can bet whatever the fuck you want.
I love it. I love it. Man, you gave me a lot there. You gave me a lot. What?
Sorry, bro.
Crazy. And if anybody's calling you a scammer, listen, I mean, all you got to do is go out and look at Gino on social media, look at what he's doing to educate the betting community, look at what he's doing to help the betting community save money. I mean, that'd be crazy if anybody did their research on you. I don't know you well, but I follow what you do.
I appreciate it.
And scammer would be the last thing that I would think they would call you.
I appreciate that. And you know what the worst part is? Like the faceless, nameless, the users on TikTok, user XYZ, they'll make up fake claims. Hey, I've never been paid on BetOpenly. We are a publicly registered business. If you didn't get paid by me, you can report me to the Better Business Bureau. Yeah. So, it's like sad. I don't know who are these people and why they're so miserable, but like there are people that will say, I never got my money. Literally report me to the Better Business Bureau. There are people that saying I got scammed. We use PayPal, Coinbase, and ACH, Plaid. If you report me to any of those 3, I'll be able to show the data that you made the bet, you got paid. And it's just sad because influence, people have a lot of influence now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of negative influence out there. And I hate to use terms like fake news because it's kind of political. But people can make up a story, and if they say it enough, it's believed. And mind you, it's only a couple people, so it's not like I have this, I'm losing sleep over it. But there are people that have said, hey, man, I really like your concept, but someone said they didn't get paid. And I said, hey, can you name them? Like, hey, why don't you tag them and tag me in their next video? Or, hey, my LinkedIn's on my profile. My other businesses are tied to it. And it's a sad world because people want to believe it's a compliment, I guess, that it's too good to be true. But we run on fumes. Like I only make 1%. These parlay companies, they have a hold as high as 26%. 26% of every dollar bet leaves the degenerate community. Wow. With us, 99% of money stays in the degenerate community. So I think it's one of those things that, like, if you're getting attacked and you're hated, it's like a good thing. It's like justification.
I think so. Yeah, any press is good press. Any pub is good pub. I mean, that's kind of it as well. Actually, that's one of the biggest benefits that I've loved about BetOpenly is I'm able to get my money in and out through crypto like that. Like it's so easy and it's so quick. And
we do PayPal withdrawals in under 24 hours. Anyone saying you didn't get paid is full of shit.
Yeah, crazy. Well, Gino, hey, last words. I want to ask you, most people watching this show are probably business leaders, other people in the space that are trying to do cool things, innovating things in the sports betting community. I don't know. If you have any ask or any needs, what are you struggling with that maybe somebody listening to this could potentially help now or into the future? What ask would you have of the community? Anything of that nature at all?
Yeah, one, I'm probably opposite most people. I was told not to get into this space because it's crowded. I did it anyway. I would highly advise anyone that's passionate about this space to get in it. I always joke around. I say, hey, imagine if you don't open a liquor store in New York because there's a liquor store in New York. I think there's about 10,000 liquor stores in New York. Mm-hmm. So one, I would say, if you're passionate about this space, get in it. because the more people that are in it, the more legit people, I should say, that are in it, the better it would get. Secondly, it's an ever-changing space. So the best analogy I can come up with is pot in California in 10 years ago. You're going to get a little bit of gray hairs, but, do what others won't so you can live how others can't kind of thing. Go through the motions. It'll be great to be one of the ones like grandfathered in when they do draw these lines in different states and stuff. And thirdly, reach out to me. Ask me for anything or propose me anything. I probably don't want to disappoint anyone. You always want to keep your doors open. I did say no to $2 million in cash at a 10 mil valuation a year ago, and we grew 13x since then. That doesn't mean we're worth 100 million. Far fucking from it. But the person saw the vision and our following.
Yeah.
I don't want money. I want partners. So if you could bring a proposal on how your partnership would get more people on BetOpenly, get us in more states. If you could take counting off my hands, that would probably be one. I would give a percentage if I don't have to deal, like I'm dealing with taxes right now. It's fucking annoying, man.
We
run on fumes. So to file taxes where it's like, yeah, $100 came in, but I paid out 99. I owe a tax on $1, not 100. What a nightmare. But yeah, like I would just say my inbox is open. It's Gino at betopenly.com. I do close my inbox on TikTok just because there's sadly a more negative wave of people. There is a lot of nice people. My inbox is open on Twitter. I think the population there is just a higher quality because a lot of it's tied to faces and businesses. But I would say do it. Don't talk about it. Like there's a lot of room to grow. The concept of Prize Picks didn't exist 3 years ago, and that's $1 billion.
Unbelievable. Well, Gino, I appreciate your time, and I would be remiss without asking, where did your slogan, your catchphrase, where'd that come from? And you haven't even said it really here, but what do you say all the time on social? You call your community my degens. You're always saying that. Where'd that come from? Is that just
it's so funny.
It's a term?
My nieces and nephews now say it to me. It's kind of so just so you know, going back, I was a high school bookie. I'm sorry. I think enough years have passed now. I'm almost 40 that you can't persecute me for this. No. Me and my circle of friends would call each other my degens because we were the circle that sold pot, took bets, did all the shady shit, and we were just degenerates. And it was a long time ago, but that's what we called each other. So then when I started a TikTok, one of my friends made one and said, hey, will you make a TikTok for an explainer video for BetOpenly? I want to send it to someone. And he said, say my degens. He's one of our old homies from high school. And a lot of people liked it and said my degens and wrote it back. And I even did a survey on Twitter a long time ago. I said, is my degens an offensive term? And 90% were like, fuck no, I love that term. Yeah. It's we're degens. So it just stuck where I just say my degens.
I love it.
The NFT series is called my degens.
Yeah, I know. I love it. It's awesome. Well, Gino, I really appreciate being here. Any last words? Anything we missed touching before I let you go?
No, just do yourself a favor. You would never pay for the exact same stock at 90% more. You owe it to yourself to shop lines and odds. You owe it to yourself to look at the market. Hey, if it's 10 minutes to kick off and you see 5 open bets for the Eagles on the Super Bowl, I get it. Go to a book, get your bet filled, have your fun, crack a 12-pack. I love it. I'm at a gen still. I bet every day. But I'm telling you, you owe it to yourself because, again, we have 44% of our wallets are profitable, and the public books had 5%. That's an 8x chance if you use my site versus that site that you'll make money. And it's not even about making money either. It's entertainment. I know it sounds really stupid. You bet money to make money, but I joke with my wife. She gets really mad. She's like, why would you ever do this? Even if you cut it down to 1%, it's still 1% you're losing. And I literally say, well, if I go to the store and we buy a steak, it's $40. But if you take me down the street, I'm paying $200. I love gambling. It ups the entertainment. It ups my text threads now are me and my homies just talking about our degenerate shit. And we're fighting on that and arguing over who's a bigger loser. So I think it's community engagement. I think the degen community is getting cleaned up. It used to be super shady. With books and loan sharks. I think it's going to actually be a social wave where people can do these things. I know it sounds really weird to say that, but pot was frowned upon about 10 years ago. It's insanely better for you than drinking alcohol. I do think being at a gen with your family, with your friends, is a lot better than some like doing drugs and shit like that. So I'm sorry for being so boring and cheesy, but I know a lot of good people that have come together around gambling.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Gino Donati, one of the good guys, BetOpenly.com. Really appreciate you being here, Gino.
Cheers, brother. I appreciate you a lot.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. That was Gino Donati, BetOpenly.com. Wow. I'm so glad I got to talk to him. I was just talking to people the other day in our community actually about BetOpenly, and they had all sorts of questions. So we're going to repost that there so they can listen to it as well. Really cool stuff going on with BetOpenly. So I urge you to go out there. We'll put all the links in the show notes. You can get all the links. We'll put the link to his email, to the TikTok. I know a lot of the Gen community is great out on TikTok. So you have to go out there and check that out as well. All right. That was episode 194. I'm Ryan Newpel. Until next time, take care. Stay safe. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.